1. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Lucius, once a proud Roman soldier, returned from war to find his village burned, his family gone, and his land seized by corrupt officials. Consumed by rage and despair, he wandered the ruins of his life. Then he remembered the words of Marcus Aurelius, given to him long ago by an old general. For the first time, he grasped their meaning. Though he had lost everything, his mind was still his own. 2. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In the days that followed, Lucius noticed his anger turning into bitterness. He stopped speaking to others, stopped helping, stopped living. He realized that every dark thought was painting his soul darker. He made a vow. He would change his inner world, even if the outer one was in ruins. 3. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Lucius was offered a chance to join a rebel group seeking revenge on the corrupt nobles. It tempted him, but remembering this line, he declined. He would not become like those who had wronged him. He would live rightly, not reactively. 4. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. B1. He stopped debating with others about justice, morality, or politics. Instead, he woke early each day to work, serve, and live with honor. He became a quiet example in the village that slowly began to rebuild itself around him. 5. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. One day, the very official who had stolen his land came begging for help, his own home destroyed by a bandit raid. Lucius offered him food, shelter, and protection without hesitation. Not to shame him, but because Lucius was no longer controlled by hate. 6. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Every night, Lucius would sit outside and gaze at the stars. His problems felt smaller, his soul lighter. The stars didn't care about politics, wealth, or pride. They simply were. And so he learned to be with quiet joy. 7. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Lucius began to write. Every morning he filled a scroll with things he was grateful for, challenges he welcomed, and virtues he aimed to embody. His thoughts became calmer, kinder, and so did his life. 8. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. He began teaching children in the village how to read, how to farm, and how to live with integrity. He no longer feared death. He feared wasting his remaining days on earth without purpose. So he poured himself into service. 9. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Whether repairing a neighbor's roof or tending to his own small garden, Lucius gave each moment his full presence. There were no small tasks anymore. Everything mattered. Every moment was sacred. 10. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Lucius lived in a modest hut with only the basics. Yet he was often seen smiling, laughing with children and singing to himself. He had found joy, not in riches, but in clarity and peace. 11th. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The disaster that once seemed to have destroyed Lucius had in truth awakened him. Losing everything had revealed what truly mattered. Pain became his teacher. Obstacles became his path. 12. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. When storms came, or crops failed, or people acted cruelly, Lucius no longer reacted with surprise or rage. He had learned that life was unpredictable. His serenity came not from what happened, but how he responded. 13. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Lucius greeted each day as a gift and lived it with intention. He said kind words, forgave quickly, and gave thanks even for suffering. Death, once feared, had become his constant reminder to live well. 14. To love only what happens, what was destined, no greater harmony. Looking back, Lucius no longer wished that the fire hadn't come or that injustice hadn't occurred. He embraced his entire journey. Every tragedy had shaped the strength of his soul. He loved all of it. 15. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. In old age, Lucius was revered not as a warrior, but as a sage. People traveled from distant places to hear his words. He would smile gently and remind them that life, like the seasons, always changes, but peace is found in how we think about that change.